Hi, I thought I'd show you some tips today on making your own door wreath for autumn using foraged materials. So I've been out into the garden, and a friend's garden as well, today to collect a load of materials to use. I've got a real variety of stuff. I thought I'd start by showing you the sort of things I've picked up and how useful they can be, and how lethal they can be in some cases as well, so just what to watch out for. So I'll start with berries and fruits and things, because there's a plethora of those about at the moment, and they're just beautiful, some of them. So yeah, first off we have snowberry, which is the prettiest thing. Only thing I'd say with this is you'll probably find they'll start to go brown quite quickly. Other end of the scale, if you're wanting the longest lasting sort of berry or fruit I can think of, we have, oh they don't want to leave, rose hips. They will last a good long time if you've got some of those. Only thing with those, watch the thorns, they will get you. So as I'm prepping here, I am taking the thorns off things, which I can't recommend enough if you're doing this, because you don't want to grab something and end up with spikes in your hands. What else have I got here? I've got some damsons, because look at the beautiful colours on those. As I'm prepping, I'm taking off the lower fruits, because I'm going to bind these into the wreath, so you want a nice clear stem to do that. What else do I have? Some hawthorn, got some nice bright red berries on there. Another lethal one, we have, these are slow berries, which often growing in, we've got them growing in the hedge. They're sort of like a deep bluey purple, so they're really beautiful. And I love the lichen on the twig here as well. Again, they're lethal. Look at the size of these spines on there. So as you're just going through conditioning and everything, I would take anything like that off, because you don't want to surprise yourself when you go to grab them, when you get into the full throes of wreath making. What else do we have fruit-wise? Oh, I've saved the most lethal to last. We have, ow, I couldn't resist these because they're so lovely. I love the colours of them. Some blackberries, but they are full of spines, so do watch them. What I will do with these, as I'm just going through making things useful, is take off all the lower stem and leaves, because you're not going to need that anyway, so it's just getting rid of a few more spines. Right, just taking them to the floor. What else have we got here? Oh, just some twigs that I picked up on a walk. You know, they've fallen off the tree, they're not really used to anyone, and they're really rather beautiful in their own way. Again, they've got little bits of moss and lichen growing on them. Other bits of tree I found on the floor. We've got a bit of sycamore there. I've not been too discriminate about what I'm picking up in terms of how pristine it looks. If I was making a bouquet for the shop, obviously everything would be picked over and I'd make sure all the leaves were sort of pristine, but this is a little bit eaten, it's a little bit bashed. That's kind of the look I'm going for with this. I want it to look wild and beautiful. Some more bits of tree, got some bits of oak that had fallen off again with the acorns still on. I've got some dead bits of oak from a tree that had fallen over, because I love that sort of orangey colour. I have a whole lot of dry grasses and things that needed clearing through. They've ready to go now, so that they will make for a lovely shape in your wreath. I've got some ivy, always seems to feature in everything I do, both the little bobbly short variety and some nice long trails. And a little bit of leyland down, that's quite pretty with a little blue berry on it again. We have some ferns here. I just wanted a little bit of shape. Now these will wilt quite quickly, but I'm hoping they'll then dry. I've got some sedum, which is this lovely pinky colour. And this is from my viburnum tree, so that's going in a lovely pinky red. I've got a couple of pieces of that. Some beautiful hydrangeas. I mean, they are starting to dry and go a little bit crispy around the edge, but just look at that colour. That's that real rustic vibe I'm going for with this. There's also a little bit of thistle here, which will be growing in the garden over summer. It's still got a little bit of a blue tint. So I think that is everything we're going to put in. I'm just going to do a quick condition of these and make sure everything's just ready to go in. Cut them into little bite-sized pieces, take off any lower fruits on the berries. Ooh, got quite a lot of damsons here. I'll have to make some jam or something as well. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so if you're using the kit that came with these, you should have one of these, which is a ring with moss all over it. And that's going to be the base that we're going to use. And you would also have one of these, which is a reel of wire. First step is to take a little bit of the wire and tie the end in a knot around your wreath. It doesn't have to be neat, you're not going to see it. So literally take the wire all the way around, tie the knot, and if you've got an end sticking out, just chuck it into the moss so you can't see it. So at the end of that step, you should have a reel of wire tied to a ring of moss. And then all we're going to do is take pieces of our forage materials, lay the stem across the wreath, and bind them on. So you're literally just taking the wire around and binding it on. I want this to look such a really wild mass, so I'm going to have some stuff coming out all the way over here. I might have some materials like the hydrangea just kind of tucked in. Let's go with some berries if you want to leave. I'm just going to splay everything out, and then you're basically just going to keep on layering all the way around the base here. So I'll do a little bit more, then you can see where it's going. Let's put this in. Okay, just bind it down nice and tight. Don't worry about the shape so far. It might look a bit strange to start off with. I'll keep on going. To look so wild, I'm just going to put pieces of things just splaying out all over the place. Don't want snowboarding yet, I don't think. Sort of arranging it as I go. Do I want that there? Do I want it there? With this wild style as well, if it comes out this way, even better. So just to show you, if you were to look at it like that, it's sort of coming off the wreath as well. Great, wild. Get 2 pieces out of the fern. I'm going to cut it out there and then use it a bit like that too. It's coming off to the side. Bear in mind that the fern, if you're using that might wilt. It doesn't matter, it will just sort of do its thing and go off to the side, hopefully dry out. So and to go a nice sort of amber colour as well when they dry, which is lovely. Ooh, got a bit of a Leyland idea. I like this, it's just sort of like random pieces. It's kind of like, what are you going to get next? Oh, some more berries. Grasses, I'm literally just getting bunches of it rather than putting single things in. I have here some single leaves as well. You don't just have to use branches and things. do a quick check-in to see where we're up to. So as you can see, I'm about halfway around. I'm just about to put some ivy trails in, which are here. And as per the rest of it, I'm just going to let them just fly out any old way. Laying them across the front, taking the wire around and binding it tight. I'll just show you a little close up of it so far. I've followed absolutely no pattern, although I do love this purpley colour next to this hydrangea. Isn't that just divine? Wow. So here's the kind of selection so far. I'll be back in a minute when I finished it off. Okay, so hopefully you've ended up at the end of your wreath. You should have a vaguely circular shape, although I hope mine isn't too neat because I was going for a kind of wild look. I love this close up. I'll do a close up on the wall as well. But yeah, it's like a hedgerow you can put on your door. I'm just going to show you what to do when you get to the end. So just binding all the way around, and you should still have your reel of wire attached. So we're basically just going to tie one final knot. So if you unreel your wire quite a bit, I've got my arms sort of stretched out there, take it all the way around, put it through the middle of the wreath. I'll show you the back. I've left the wire loose, pop it through there, and basically tie a big knot. Let's show you that one more time. So you're taking it all the way around to the centre of the wreath, and you reel back round and put it through the loop of loose wire and tie a knot. Now, as you can see, I'm not doing this very neatly because I'm trying to show you, that has squashed down the last bit of wreath. I'm going to show you how to fix that now. Just to finish off, you cut your wire, make sure it's nice and tight, and tuck that into the wreath at the back. There we go. Right, so where I've done the knot there, not very neatly, because there's a little bit of a gap. So hopefully you've got a few branches left. The brilliant thing about this is it doesn't have to be uniform, so if you run out of something halfway through, it doesn't matter. You know, because I've got a whole section of damsons here and they don't appear anywhere else in the wreath, so it's just completely random. If you run out, you can pop outside, just find something else. So basically, I've saved a few little branches with kind of woody stems. I'm going to cut them at an angle, and I'm just going to push these spare branches into the top of the moss. If I turn that round like that, you can see it a bit better. Literally just push it in just to cover up where you've got a little bit of a squashed bit. Anything will do really, just to cover that up. So there you go. Got a nice circular shape. Okay, so a couple more things. You should have a little hanger if you've got one of the wreath kits. So the next thing is to decide which way you'd like your wreath. Now, I always tell people at workshops, if they're at one, to chuck your wreath on the floor. I'm just going to have a look at that. It gives you a bit of height over it. You can see which way is going to be the best for the... So I've decided we're going to have it like that. So we've got all these traily bits at the bottom rather than stick it up at the door. So to put your hanger on, I'm going to turn the wreath around this way so you can see what I'm doing. It should come with two little wires on it already. You're going to put those wires together and push them to the top of the moss there. So it's gone all the way through the moss ring. You've got the two wires coming out the bottom of the moss ring. Like that, nice and tight so it's touching the moss ring. And then you're just going to split these two wires at the back, fold them back in on themselves, on that way, one, that way, and then your hanger on your wreath. Right, now a couple of other things I popped in the kit, if you've got one, is a little bundle of wires, and I also put a bow in there. Now these are optional, you don't have to, but if you've picked any cones or other sort of materials up off the floor on a walk or something that you wanted to include, it's best to use these wires. So I'll just show you how to do a cone in case you wanted to put one of those on, or two of those on. So, best way to do a cone, turn it upside down, take your wire, find the midpoint of the wire, and put that around the bottom of the little folds in the cone. You're going to wrap it round, so you've got two ends of the wire together like that. And then if you want to sort of pop these on the wreath somewhere, same as you did with the wire hanger, except the wire hanger went into the side of the wreath ring. These are going to go straight into the top. So I think there's a whole patch there. I'm going to pop this cone in. So I'm popping both wires into the wreath. They'll come out the back of the wreath like this. And I'm going to just fold them in on it. There we go. Got a nice cone there. I'm not sure I'm going to go for the bow. I might do, I might not. I just love that colour against the pink and things. I don't want it to look too done. I do like the wire look. You know what, I might put it on at a jaunty angle. If you're putting a bow on, it's the same again. Like that. And it's a case of deciding where you want it, pushing it through, and tucking the things in the other side. That looks quite nice sometimes with a bow. If you do put one on, you don't want to have it too prominent. It's to put it at the bottom, so it's just, you just sort of see it a little bit underneath. Yeah, one very wild looking dory.